much, ladies and gentlemen. Great to have you here. This is Experience Hall, and we are talking about the connecting missing link. Isn't that something? Please welcome David Clem, Head of Acceptance Development, MasterCard. David, come on up stage. You waited so long. Please welcome Martin Weil, the CDO of Media Saturn Holding. Hi, Martin. And the panel is hosted by Carsten Szameitat from LOC Place. All right. The place is all yours.
All right. So thank you very much. It's like a really big show, and we want to talk today about the missing link between online and offline worlds. My name is Carsten. I'm responsible for Location-Based Marketing Association, which is a global initiative, and we are connecting people and objects with the internet. What the hell? Yeah. So I'm very happy to have Martin here. He's also a member of the LBMA, and David from MasterCard. And so we want to use the next 30 minutes to talk about what we need for digitalization of the business, what the customer is feeling about that, and perhaps there is a way to make money out of it. And we have something special for you. So please invite your friends to, we have a couple of seats left here. Come here because there's something really special coming within the panel. So, yeah, we want to sit down and we stay, please.
I don't care, whatever you want.
Oh, it's up to me. What do you want?
First question.
Yes, first question. We're Germans. We need questions. All right. Okay, so please, David, from your perspective, as one of the biggest player in the world in payment industry, so you have a lot of transaction, you get a lot of data out of it. So what is the missing link between connecting the internet with real people?
I don't know if there's really a missing link, but at MasterCard, we're totally excited about the changes that are going on, driven by digitalization, right? I mean, we used to have a quite stable, to put it positively, business. We were basically doing business with normed plastic cards for more than 40, almost 50 years. And suddenly we have people like Google, Apple, Facebook entering our arena and doing things like Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, Android Pay. So there must be something interesting going on, something driven by digital players. And of course, it's how our world is changing, how things are going digital, how we change the way we shop, how we change the way we live. And of course, that impacts big times how we are doing our business and how we are connecting people who want to spend money and experience something with people who want to collect money and sell something. So I think that's creating the interesting use cases, the interesting tensions, the interesting stories.
Okay. So we made an actual study right now, and then we asked the customers and the consumers what they're thinking about digitalization in stores, so in retail business. So retail is very different. Talking about food is very different to talking about cars, but just generally in retail. So we asked them, for example, what about Wi-Fi in stores? Something just regular. A question, just hands up, please. Who used the Wi-Fi network in a store? It's the same, it's 50%.
No, I don't think so. It's
no. What about you? What's your experience in your stores?
I use it. We have it in all our stores because we think it's important that consumers have all information they need every time they want it to make a decision. That's what they are used to. And therefore, we had wireless in our stores even before the regulation was changed. It's very important for us. We try to push it, but many people have a very good 4G connection with very good data traffic, so they use whatever they have to have a connection. So if we have a store that is maybe more in a location with bad connection, they use it more often, and otherwise they maybe stay with their own connection. But we try to give them as much freedom as they want.
All right. So what are they using the Wi-Fi network for? Checking the products, checking the availability at another store? What are they doing?
Well,
searching for? You don't know it?
We don't listen to the traffic,
yes,
so we don't know, but definitely some of them will use it to compare the prices. Some of them will check for further features of the product because they are right in front of the product and they only see the product and the price tag and maybe the carton box, and it doesn't say them about other customers' feedback, and maybe they check availability and get some feedback, and then they take a decision. And I think it's just the same they would do online. And that's also about connecting the link and connecting the best of both worlds to give them an experience they want and to have a touch and feel experience and at the same time all the information they are used to having online.
All right. So you're connecting the real people with a plastic card. So that's easy because I have it with me. I don't have to care about internet connection, all the other stuff, which is you have to have if you want to be a digital part of the game. So, but at the cashier, you have to have an internet there to do that.
Yes,
right?
I mean, traditionally, the credit card transaction itself will always be online, right? There would be an online transaction from the till to our network to the bank. But the interesting piece here is once the plastic card disappears, and it's basically a digital token in your smartphone, we can connect the missing link there. Because basically, at some point, we will find out that person that just asked Siri about this television on the shelf, basically 5 minutes later checked out with their credit card saved in the iPhone. Right. And that creates whole new sets of data. And the question then is, how are we using this to the benefit of everyone involved?
All right. So a good question, what about the customer? So what they want as a service, what we can offer them with digital products. And do we need therefore new technology, or is technology enough in the stores? I don't know. So I ask you, Martin.
No, I mean, retail, especially our category, consumer electronics, was disrupted by e-commerce very, very early. Okay. But if it comes to point of sale, like stationary business, there's a long way to go to make it digital. And I think consumers are not looking for technology, they are looking for a better customer experience. Yeah. And technology can help us to make it more personalized and better for the consumer. And every time that is true, the consumer adapts it and jumps on it. If that's not true, he will just say, I don't need this. And therefore, I think we all have to experiment and try to find the right way. How can we use technology that's available to give the consumer a better experience? Because if he gets up from his PC and goes to a store, he wants to experience and not just, I don't think, just buy something. He wants to have a shopping experience. And that's, I think, what we need to work on all together.
And basically, that's a mission I think we share, because we are also very crazy about the user experience nowadays. You know, when you think, like in the past, when you took your debit card to a MediaMarkt and bought the TV, they would print a huge receipt and you would sign it for having your account debited. That's one user experience. But in the future, and I mean, we have it now as we are speaking, even in Germany, I could go to any Saturn store, take out my iPhone, put my thumb on the Touch ID and do an Apple Pay transaction, because the technology is already there, right? So the user experience...
With one exception, totally Apple Pay is not here, but you could if you would have an American account, yes.
I can tell you, I see consumers from other countries.
I know,
like
it's working. Yes, it's working, definitely.
Already shopping in your
So come to us if you use Apple Pay, but...
Exactly, so it's working. So, but the point I was trying to make is the user experience is much better. It's much more seamless. And if I see the new tills, how they are organized in the stores, they are rather like checkout counters. They are not like the classical supermarket till anymore. So I go there with my items, because I agree, I go to a Saturn store to experience something, because otherwise I could buy online, right? And then I have my product. Maybe I have my kids, they're excited, they want to have the new PlayStation or whatever, and I'm checking out at this counter, and I don't want to have the experience broken with the payment experience. So the payment as well has to be state of the art and has to work seamless. But I can also tell you, because you asked what consumers want, when it comes to payments, top of mind is always security first. So they want to have the peace of mind that it's secure, and then it's nice if it works seamless and has a good user experience. Good user experience and no security won't work.
All right. So the user experience is very, very important. So if we do digital products with the customers and in the stores, so we have to have a good user experience. So I tried out a payment system in Switzerland last week. So it's called Twint. Well, it's not a good user experience, because you have to slide down the site to find the item to pay, therefore. So I have a lot of offers, a lot of coupons in the payment system in front of it. But what I want to do, I want to pay at the machine right now, not having some offers or coupons. Just think about that. User experience, a good point. We also asked in our study about digital, well, in the fashion industry, is digital mirrors and all the stuff like that. And it's not outside yet. So only 3% of the people saw that digital mirrors where you can fit your products on, say, a different color, different size. How looks that on me? But this is a good example because 90% of the people we asked want to have this because this is user experience. This is great because you have to go once there. It's close fitting, yeah, have a look at the mirrors, have different colors. So that's much more convenient than every other thing. So these things are working good. So do you have some examples from your stores about that? So what are you doing with digitalization? Perhaps talk to the customer, giving more engagement. So what are you trying out right now?
Well, we're trying out a lot of stuff. I can tell you. We have one store in Barcelona, a digital store, fully digital, big screens and people helping consumers there. We have terminals in many stores, but they don't really work as we want them to. We have virtual promoters, which we are working on. And, of course, we have robots that try to give the consumer the experience.
Robots?
Yes.
In the store?
We do. We're working on that.
Amazing. No way.
Yeah, we do.
And?
Yeah, actually, one of them is here today.
Yeah, well, a robot is here?
Paul.
Want to see the robot? Come on, please. Woo! A robot. There it is.
He's very shy, so please give him a warm hand.
Hi, Carsten. Hi, Martin. What can I do for you?
Hi, Paul. We heard that you work for us, so tell us a little bit what you do in our store.
Well, my job is to assist my human colleagues. As I only started recently, I am still in trainee mode, but I hope to be able to assist my colleagues by answering more and more questions.
Questions? That's interesting. What kind of questions?
The most common questions Saturn customers ask are, is this product in stock? Where is it? How much does it cost? I answer these questions and guide customers through the store to the product they are interested in.
That's great.
Great. So can I ask you a question also? So what do you think?
My pleasure, Martin.
Yeah, Paul. The name is Paul. So what do you think? What is the missing link between people, humans, and your machines?
Conversations between us and humans already work well, but some humans are still a little shy when talking to a robot. Maybe it would be easier if we could have a chat over a beer together. I said a beer, not a local Kolsch, of course.
Paul, great.
Sorry, guys, great.
Thanks very much. Very good job today. See you. Thanks for coming here.
Bye, Paul. Amazing.
Goodbye.
So having some beer is a good idea, but it's 12 o'clock. I think it's a bit too early. But he's not drinking beer, huh?
No, he only drinks oil.
Oil, all right.
And data.
Yeah, it's a good point. Let's talk about data. What data points you're collecting, which is available for others, for retailers, for brands, and so what you can offer there? Because without data, such things are not working.
That's true. I mean, of course, payment data is very sensitive, and we as a payment brand don't have like the link to the individual person because that's something purely your bank knows. But historically, payment data has only been used for fighting fraud. So the machine was always saying, okay, this person just bought groceries in Cologne, and now there's a ticket from a I don't know, jewelry place in Sydney. 2 minutes later, there should be something going on. But now we see more and more usage being made out of the data for other things. And I think there's a lot of things that can be done with the data also to enhance the consumer experience once they are linked to other things. You may have heard that we are also partnering with other people like Samsung, for example, who built an intelligent fridge. And it's not so much that
Stop, what is an intelligent fridge?
Yeah, so it's basically...
Sorry for that.
It's basically...
What is this, Paul?
it's basically the fridge knows what goes in and out during the week. And this is not so much high-tech anymore. And it's also not very useful because this has been something you would have seen fridges with barcode scanners on, I don't know, the last 10 Cbits. But interesting is when you connect the data from the fridge, for example, with the electronic calendars of the family in the cloud, which know which of the family members is actually in next week and who's on vacation or who's on business travel, and what the person actually takes out of the fridge.
So my fridge knows where I am? So
yeah, the Google Cloud or the iPhone knows where you are. And at the end, it could be that this will help you to get rid of boring tasks like filling the fridge, which is not, let's say, an exciting shopping experience, and then get time to go to basically the MediaMarkt and, let's say, have a look at the new sexy curved TV or whatever, because you are freed of these recurring, boring tasks where you just resupply your fridge, right? But the point I wanted to make is knowing what's in the fridge is one piece of data, but knowing who is actually in the household and who is away, so that you're not buying something for someone who is maybe 2 weeks away, combining it with where you preferably shop and what are your preferences. All this maybe at some point creates systems which will do a lot of things autonomously without you interfering with boring stuff. Low impact decisions you want to get rid of.
Well, amazing, because 5 of that data points he talked about is a location data point, just only for it.
Yes.
Location is extremely important. Yeah, but what are the customers really want from digital products and digital services? We were talking about eye levels and say, right, is that can he understand me really, or is somebody in the back who tried to manipulate the conversation because much more clever than me? Or what do you think about that?
No, it wouldn't make sense if today, of course, we did a little helped him a little bit.
Live.
but in the store, he's live. It wouldn't help if there would be somebody in the back, then we would just put a human there.
Right.
Paul, in the future, will be able to help consumers if there's no sales staff available. Maybe it's busy, or maybe a person wants to experience a robot. You know, our stores, we try to show people new technology. And robots will come to the households pretty soon. There will be many products this Christmas and beginning of next year. So it's the first time maybe they talk to a robot, they interact with one, that's one case, and they learn constantly. And the case is all about AI. They need to be able to understand the customer need and give him what he wants. And then I think it can either give the consumer a store tour and say, hey, those are some cool products, or you can just guide him to the product as he mentioned. And there are many things we can think of. We will always have humans that help consumers, of course, but robots could help doing tasks the humans don't want to do. He can also do stock taking in the end and help. And there are so many things. Talking about what we discussed earlier, I think it's a lot about data, but only if we manage to use this data to give the consumer something that he really likes to have, then he will share the data. Otherwise, he will say, why should I give you my data? And that's, I think, the main topic we all have to work on and see, hey, can we really use it and give you something you can save time in and spend time with more funny stuff than buy a new drone or a new TV than buying a banana.
I'm totally with you. So the legal perspective is very, very important. So all the privacy issues we have on that things are very important. It's not by law, because we can handle a lot with the law we have, but the policies we have. But we have to talk to the customers. We have to talk to them what we are doing with that data and why we are collecting this data and why we are connecting machines like a fridge with a robot. And at the end of the day, we are talking to that robot, and we have to understand why that's working. So I think that's very important to talk the eye level, to bring us all on one level and say, all right, we use that data, therefore, if you don't want to do that, no problem, sign out here. Or sign in if you want, because you have a better experience as before. So what about you? What about your tests and digital products you have outside? So beyond, because it's a big company and I know you do a lot of stuff there.
We do a lot of stuff, yes, and we increasingly do stuff. We basically started off 5 years ago with 2 labs where we were experimenting with stuff, and now we have MasterCard labs even in places like Africa, where we see a lot of fintech innovation happening. It's our experience that we have to go there where there's really problems, because problems spur creativity, and you find the most interesting solution where there's really challenging problems. And I think the same is always been the truth with payments. Everywhere where you had really problems, was it fraud, was it user experience, was it trust, there the best experiences were created. And I think, speaking of trust, this is also something important for both of us. With all these innovations, people can have concerns. And our brand signals trust in terms of payments, but also I think your brand. I mean, if I look at the amount of orders that people place online, but basically pick up the goods in your stores. For me, this is the benefit of your trusted brand, that they know there is someone where I can pick up my product and where I can go back.
How many people are doing that? Do you have an idea?
In Germany, around 40% of all people that order online pick it up in the store.
40%?
That's a huge number, yeah. So people really, really adapt the omni-channel, which consumers don't understand, they don't have to, but it's just for them perfect, go online and pick it up later.
I learned before, this is the music for the last question. So what you feel is, what you mean is the store of the future. So what is the biggest thing inside there?
Biggest thing inside the stores? Oh, there's so many things, and most of them I'm not allowed to speak about, so...
It's only 25 minutes or 30 minutes. We can talk later, please.
No, I think the converged experience that I use my smart device in the store for additional things, this is going to be huge.
Okay. Martin, what about you?
As I mentioned earlier, connecting both on and offline, using augmented reality, VR, mobile device, robots, whatever we have. And we have to try out and find.
All right. So thank you very much, David. Thank you very much, Martin. Thank you very much for having me here.
Thanks.
Being here. And yeah, so please come with us and share the information outside, because connecting people and objects is the thing we have to do in the future. Thank you very much. Have a great show.
Bye.
Thank you.